afternoon and good evening. Wherever and whenever you're tuning in, welcome to the Blue Collar Connoisseur Club podcast. Thank you, and we do hope that you do enjoy episode number 6. If you have missed any of our previous episodes, please look back at our back catalogue, and we hope that you do enjoy those and future episodes to come as well. So, like I say, this is episode number 6 based on Cambalala Wine. Now, today we do have 2 examples of the Cambalala Wine, both purchased from Aldi recently. Now, we have chosen this wine due to the unique design of the bottles and to explore the wines and the recyclable nature of the design, with it being on the more unusual side of the market for wine. Obviously, you do get boxes of wine, but obviously these are bottles. Now, first of all, looking at the wines, we do have the green tagged wine here, which is a Sauvignon Blanc from South Africa. Now, this is described as a limited edition 2023 vintage. This is a dry white wine from South Africa's Western Cape, with subtle mineral notes which are met with tropical fruit flavours, citrus hints and floral aromas. Being rich and vibrant, it delivers a long-lasting taste. Now, this wine will pair well with your likes of chicken, seafood and salads, making it an ideal addition to those long warm summer evenings in the garden. This wine comes in at a nice 12% volume, with the UK unit reference of 1.5 units per 125ml glass and 9 units per 750ml bottle. Next up, we do have the red tagged bottle, which is a Shiraz. Now, like the Sauvignon Blanc, it is a limited edition 2023 vintage from, again, South Africa's Western Cape. Now, this is a silky smooth red wine with rich aromas of red fruits, blackberry and cherries that are followed by hints of spice. It does have oak notes with elegant tannins. Now, this Shiraz will pair well with your likes of lamb, pork and beef casseroles. Now, the Shiraz holds its own at 13% volume, with 1.6 units per 125ml glass and 9.8 units per 750ml bottle. Now, on this podcast, we have referred to the UK reference units of the wine. We will probably do a future episode explaining exactly about the UK units, how it refers to beers, wines and spirits, and how that relates to what the medical people suggest for health and that sort of thing. So we'll keep that for its own episode in the future. So, now, where do these wines come from? Both these wines have a WO Western Cape origin. So what does that mean? So, Western Cape is a geographical unit within the wine of origin classification system of South African wine. Now, the Western Cape province includes most of the vineyards in South Africa, and includes the country's 2 most famous regions of Stellenbosch and Parel. So again, sorry for the pronunciations of these places in South Africa. So on the bottle itself, it will have WO, which is your wine of origin, and then what region it does come from. So in this case, it will be Western Cape. Now, South Africa does have its own wine classifications, just like France and Italy will have their own designations for wine, depending on where they come from. So with it being a broad Western Cape province, these grapes could have come from any number of vineyards, a bit like your blended whiskies, where they take small sections from different places, blend them all together to provide you with your finished product. So it's very similar to your kind of blended whiskies with regards to your wines. Some wines will have a more specific classification or specific vineyards noted as well. So again, we will go into them in future episodes as these matters arise. So the reason for kind of choosing these wines for this episode is mainly for the bottle and the unique design of the bottle. As you can see, it's not glass. It doesn't have a cork and it doesn't have a metal screw top. So with the way of the world and public opinion that is ever changing, even the big players in the spirits industry, for instance your Diageos, are looking at more eco-friendly packaging. Now, with regards to Diageo, they are looking at more reusable or eco-friendly packaging for a number of their brands that fall under their umbrella. So again, as these products develop, we will try and highlight these as well within the podcast. Now, these wine bottles are fully recyclable, from the paper cardboard sleeve on the outside to the plastic bladder inside the cardboard sleeve, which is containing the wine. Now, as described on the bottles themselves, they do have their credentials nicely in big writing all over the front. So these are made from 94% recycled paperboard, which is your outer sleeve. It does say that they are 5 times lighter than the average 750ml glass bottle, with a 6 times lower carbon footprint than, again, your average 750ml glass bottle. Now, these claims are based on the average 750ml glass bottle being of 440 grams. Details on how to actually recycle these bottles as well are described on the back in 3 easy steps down the bottom, which shows you how to break the bottle apart when you are done with them. And again, with regards to the actual bottle, like we have done on previous episodes, we do have the cardboard outer sleeve with the nice bold eco-friendly claims on the front. At the top, we do have, can't really see it on that one, maybe be able to see it a wee bit better than the Shiraz. So right at the top, where it does say Shiraz, just above that, we do have South Africa, the country of origin, what kind of wine it is. So Shiraz, same with the Sauvignon Blanc, it has that up here in light green, which doesn't really show very well on the camera. And then directly below that Shiraz, it's got your limited edition with your year of vintage. And again, with regards to the coloured necks, tabs on the necks, it's got your Cambalala Wine, the brand of this wine, with your WO Western Cape written along there as well. And with regards to the claims of it being 5 times lighter, they are so much lighter as you can really notice the difference. Now, with regards on the back of the bottles, you have your style guide, which is just along here. So this is a sliding scale. With regards to the Shiraz, that goes from dry to sweet. So this has a scale of 1, denoting that is a dry wine. as the scale goes up, it'll go more towards the sweeter side. It also, near the top in the black section, that will give you a rundown of the wine, very similar to what we just have went through. And it also then has your percentage label. It has your standard health information that we would expect in the UK. And it also has a QR code at the bottom as well. Now, the pricing of these wines as well, in Aldi, these would normally retail at about £7.49 per bottle. Although I did manage to pick these up the other day on offer at £5.99 per bottle. So always worth keeping a wee eye out for when these do go on offer. Aldi will do quite well at putting random price offers on week to week on different products. Now, with regards to these wines as well, we have had the Sauvignon Blanc in the fridge, so we will give this a little bash. So we do have the plastic screw top, which does not do very well for my little home decor design, where ideally I could be doing with some wine corks. So let's have a wee look and see how this looks with regards to the glass. So it has got a very light colour, more of a kind of washed out kind of yellow colour. And on the nose, you do pick up a lot of these light fruit fragrances, and your floral kind of comes in a wee bit later on. And you can really pick up the citrus smell in that as well, which is very nice. So with tasting it as well, it's really the more citrusy aspects that you pick up initially, with the tropical fruits, and the florals are very, very subtle in this one, which for me is very nice, because I'm not a big fan of florally wines. I find that they can be a bit on the overpowering side, whereas this is very pleasant, very light and nice and fruity. So yeah, with a nice warm summer's day, some good company, it would be quite a nice wine to share about, with it being, although it's a bit more on the dry side with regards to how the flavour profile is described on the bottle, this would be a very nice pleasant wine just to sit, relax and enjoy. So I will probably finish this bottle this evening. The Shiraz, I'll probably leave that for another night, with regards to mixing different types of wines. But yeah, so on first tasting with the Sauvignon Blanc, that is a very nice wine, and for between £5 and £7, depending on the price point in Aldi at the time, it is quite a reasonably priced wine as well. Probably quite standard price for a lot of wines, like your 19 Crimes wines. A lot of time you can get in Asda or Tesco's for between kind of £7 and £9. So with this being £7 or lower, it's quite a good price promise, a good price offer. And yeah, I would think probably worth picking at least a couple of bottles up if you're looking to have a nice wee quiet evening. So that's really us for this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope it's been quite interesting. If there's any details within the episode that you would like us to go into more details for, and possibly create an episode itself, whether that be of wine regions of South Africa, or like I was saying earlier with the UK unit references, we can look at doing that as well if that is what you guys are looking for. Episode 7 will be coming out in a couple of weeks as well. That is going to be a wee bit like the Rosebank episode, but that is going to be a review of a recent day trip that we were on, where we visited the Johnny Walker Experience in Princes Street in Edinburgh. So I'm going to kind of describe, without going into too much detail of the actual tour itself, on what you can expect and what my thoughts were on the actual tour, and kind of price points, that sort of thing as well. But for this episode, again, this was Cambalala Wine from Aldi. So if there is anything that you do want to know more information about, get in touch with us through our social medias on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter, or X as it is now known, and we'll be happy to answer any questions and possibly look at doing specific episodes based on the more finer points or the more legality side of things as well, if that is what you guys would prefer to see. So that's it from today. So thank you very much for tuning in. We do hope that you have enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to seeing you for episode 7 in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, feel free to have a look at our back catalogue, and like I say, pop over to our socials. We are posting different things quite regularly. So if there is anything, it's a good way to get in touch with us as well. And we will see what we can do, and we'll see you again for episode 7. So have a good weekend and enjoy your time with your friends and families. And that is all for today.